This is dangerous. This is the dangerous part. All right, number 6. It's dangerous climbing up these ladders. Oh my gosh. All I wanted to do was throw in a couple lithium batteries and some solar on the roof, seriously, and go camping. For crying out loud. And it turned into this insanity. I got 5 things. Actually, I learned a lot, but I got my top 5 things that I learned, and I want to share them with you guys. I'll tell you, and we're not going to waste any time here. The first thing, you are going to have to be a literal contortionist to do this, because look at this. I'm literally inside of my storage compartment. I've had to crawl in here about 10 times, and if you're not able to crawl around in tight places, I've had to get back in here to get to the batteries. You're gonna have to be a friggin' contortionist. It is gonna take some work with that. So that's the number one. That's gonna be the thing that's gonna stop most people from doing this. Because I don't care if you have the tools and the products and whatever, if you can't crawl around in these tight, like this is some of the ways that I'm tweaking my body are just not good for you. So I just want to warn you of that. Number one thing is you're going to have to be a friggin' contortionist. Number 2, most of what I did here is completely unnecessary, okay? All I wanted to do was throw in a couple lithium batteries. Well, what I found out is lithium batteries are literally just drop-in batteries. So you can just put them in and hook everything back up just like it was before. You don't need any fancy anything. Although you are going to need a lithium battery charger, okay? You can use your converter charger that comes with your trailer, even if it's not lithium compatible, but it won't fill your batteries completely, okay? I know everybody's going to argue with me on that. I don't care. I've done my research. I've learned a lot, and you can hook that up and you just put those batteries in. They're 12 volts. They're no different than any other battery, a lead acid, whatever you got. Take it out, put the lithium in, and just go camping, for crying out loud. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I went to all this extra effort because I'm actually getting it set up for something later down the road. So if you just want to throw in lithium batteries, you can do that. Just drop the batteries in, check with the battery manufacturer on how to do it, but pretty much you just put them in, hook the wires right back up. You can buy the right size battery. Totally simple. You don't need any fancy anything, okay? So the third thing I learned is these cables right here, okay, and these ends that you're gonna have to make when you're doing it to run some big power, like a big inverter, like a 2,000 watt inverter. I'm running a 1,500 watt, and so I have a little overkill on these wires, but these wires are expensive. All the wires are expensive, but the most expensive part is these giant wires that connect. Let me show you over here, okay? These wires, I got a little light. These wires, and I don't even have the right ones on yet because I couldn't afford all of it, but I do have some wires that were made for something else. It was actually for an inverter, but they're double. So this is 2-aught. This is 2-aught. You actually need, if you're going with like a big inverter, a 3,000 watt inverter, you got to put 4-aught wires on these things. It is insane. It's going to cost you a chunk of money. So I want to warn you about that, okay? Not let alone how much these batteries cost. These are expensive batteries. So the third thing is the wires are expensive. I happen to have some of this giant wire. It's welding wire. And I happen to have some, so we used that and we made our own and we bought our ends. See, you buy the ends like this right here, and then you strip it. You know, they have a little stripping tool. They have all kinds of tools. As you can see, I got tools all over the place right now. This is a process, but I just want to let you guys know the things that I've encountered. Now, this is a little stripper. It's nice. Cool, you get that on Amazon and it strips that real nicely, cuts the end off, and then use this little tool. This is what we're using. We actually went and bought a fancier one. Let me show you. This thing's really cool. You just lift this up like this. Bingo. I got YouTube hands, so we can't do it. And you set that right in there like that. and then you take yourself a nice beater hammer like this, and bang, you hit it. And when you hit that thing, I mean, it's pinching it so tight that it's literally cold welding this copper to the copper in this wire right here, okay? So we made all of our own ends and all of our own wires like this. So, but that, and then you got shrink stuff you can buy. It comes in a whole kit. You get this whole kit. Here's a little shrink stuff. It's got glue in it. It's really nice, actually. Really easy to work with. And you just use your heat gun and shrink tube on there. So that is the third thing. Those wires are expensive, and if you buy them, they're gonna cost some money. So I just wanted to let you know that part. Number 4, the number 4 thing is solar is the absolute easiest part of this entire project. I'm telling you, this solar charger unit that I got, super easy, plug and play. It's Renogy. It's probably made in China, along with everything else in the world, but it is so easy to deal with. It'll automatically notice what batteries you're hooking up. Like, it's so easy to deal with. This is the simplest part of the whole thing, and all we had to do was run the wires through our existing, because my trailer was already set up for solar. I had one panel on the roof, so I took that one panel off, and then I bought 4 new panels, and I put those 4 new panels on, and all I did is connect the wire. These are the wires, these fatter ones. The solar wires have a lot of insulation on them. They're a little different than just a regular power wire, although they are the same gauge, so you can run them together. So all I did is connected the wires that are coming off of the roof, because I'm set up for solar. Now, if you're not set up, you can just run wires wherever you want, down the side of your trailer, down through a compartment, and then over to your battery area. But I ran these, I just connected these with butt splices together. That's where this Go Power unit used to be. So I just basically deleted this. I'm probably gonna sell this, so if you're interested, let me know. It is a good charger, but it can only handle about 2 solar panels, because it's only a 30 amp. As you can see right there, it's a 30 amp charger. So it can only handle about 2 solar panels. We wanted to put 4 up there, so we just connected the wire, and then of course this power wire went from this solar charger all the way down to the batteries. So like I told you before, I took my batteries out, so I don't have anything. That wire came down in here and connected to where the batteries were. So if your batteries are there, it's going to be simple. You just connect it right back to where you put your new batteries. This is where you'd put your lithium batteries. If you're just putting in lithium, just put them right back in the same spot, or you could put them, you know, underneath behind there, and just hook all the wires up all the same. Super easy. Here's the wires. These came down and went right to the battery in that compartment. So I just pulled those up, fished them through, got them back over to here, ran them through this nice little box, very nice little unit, and you have a little breaker where you can turn off or turn on your solar charger. As you can hear it turn on right there. But it's nice because those solar panels put out power all the time. Okay, if they're just up there, there's power coming out of that wire, so be careful with that. You got to throw a blanket over them if you're working on them in the daytime. If you're working on them at night, you don't have to worry about that, but it is hard to see at night. Anyways, I put that as a nice junction box, and then I ran my wires all nicely over to here to my new solar charger. So solar is the easiest part of this entire deal. You could literally just hook all this up, run the wires down, and have it charging your stuff. Super easy. And the 5th and final thing about this whole project is Google. Google is your friend. Now, a lot of you might not know, but Google owns YouTube. So, Google is your friend. When you Google stuff, you can go on YouTube and you can watch it, and you'll start being able to understand how everything works. But now keep in mind, I want to put a disclaimer out there. Google will drive you insane. The things people talk about on Google, Oh my gosh. If you listen to everything that you just read, and then when you ask Google the question, you have to be very specific in what you ask it, because it will just search the internet and then give you a vague answer. So you have to, like when you ask Google, what size battery wires do I have to put on here? It'll just tell you straight up 4/0. But you don't need 4/0 or wires if you're only running a 1500 watt inverter. Now, if you're running a 3000 watt inverter, you're gonna need some big wires connected to your battery. Now, keep in mind, you don't need to change all the wiring in your trailer, because everything was designed to run with the wiring that they gave you. So all those wires, these are a lot of the wires that came with the trailer. These are my inverter wires. But if you're pulling through these wires and a bunch of other stuff, you're gonna need some thicker wires. So this is about double or more of this. So you are gonna need thicker wires. You just have to learn how to use Google. You just can't go search it, but you can learn a lot. You can find all the answers on the websites of these companies. I mean, this is really easy. This thing is super user-friendly. And I have kill switches everywhere. Boom, you got power on, you got power on here. This one is for my, just for my converter. Okay, so this is just the power thing that converts from 110 volt to 12 volts. This is episode 4 of Tim decided to do solar and lithium batteries. That's the top 5 things that I learned. Number 1, you have to be a contortionist. Number 2, most of what I did was a waste of time, because all you have to do is drop the batteries in and hook them up if you're just doing batteries. And number 3, cables are expensive. Number 4, solar was the easiest part. And number 5, Google is your friend, but it can be your enemy. It will drive you to insanity. All right, you guys, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for number 5. That's going to be installing those solar panels on the roof. I got to get up there and get started before the wind kicks up and blows those things off. Appreciate you guys watching. Go back and watch 1, 2, and 3 if you have any questions or want to see where I started out. And other than that, we'll see you on the next one. Hate climbing up here. This is dangerous. This is the dangerous part. All right, number 6. It's dangerous climbing up these ladders, but this ladder is definitely better than that ladder.